What's up, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 must-reads, essential buys, or recommended reads for the month of July of 2023. So, let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before going any further, a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. Alright, we're looking at top 10 suggested reads, must-buys for the month of July of 2023. We're halfway through the year. It's kind of crazy to think about. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And leave those comments down below. Let me know what your top 10 would be. Your number one book this month. Your 5, 15, whatever it is. Leave the comments down below. July 5th. Let's go ahead and start there. With the first Jeff Loeb and Tim Sell Gallery Edition, and it is SpiderMan. So this is called Jeff Loeb and Tim Sell SpiderMan Gallery Edition, but we know it as SpiderMan Blue. It is a beautiful story and a throwback to an era where Peter Parker was with Gwen Stacy. Mary Jane had just come into the picture, and just remembering those times. All 6 issues are collected in this big, beautiful edition, 168 pages, $50. We lost Tim Sell. Gone way too soon, and I'm glad that these books are coming out now with his name on the cover. And I realize, most of us know these books by the color names like Daredevil Yellow or Hulk Gray or Captain America White. Those are all being released in Gallery Edition along with this one too, by the way. Next is Batman vs. Robin. You had me at Mark Waid and Mahmoud Asrar. This collects the miniseries, and I can't wait for this book. I loved World's Finest. I did not expect that book to be that good. Having Mark Waid back at DC Comics has been awesome. And all these books that he's working on. But that book completely blew me away. I wanted more. And it continues into this book, so I can't wait to see what this is about. And very happy to finally get to read it. It is available, or coming out rather, in hardcover format, and it is $29.99, and it has 248 pages. So collecting that mini event. Irredeemable by Mark Waid. Back-to-back Mark Waid recommendations, but what can I say? This is top 3 favorite thing that Mark Waid has ever written for me. A lot of people consider it his best work, his magnum opus. Peter Krause does a lot of the artwork in here. You also have Andrew Dahlhaus, John Cassaday, Marcio Takara, and Howard Chaykin. But my goodness, this collects all 37 issues. It has the Irredeemable Special Number 1 and Incorruptible 25 through 26. Incorruptible is also being released on the same day from Boom Comics. This is what was known as their compendiums, and now they're calling it the Complete Irredeemable and the Complete Incorruptible. But this is so good. This is pretty much the hero known as the Plutonian and turning evil. He was the world's greatest superhero, so think Superman, turning bad. Now all of his former teammates have to stop him because he's going on a rampage, and oh my gosh, it's so good. This one, honestly, as I was doing the solicits, it caught my eye, so I'm like, oh, this looks like it's something up my alley. Comics Mix is publishing this book, and it's called The Zacks and Other Lost Stories. So it's stories by Dr. Seuss. And I have a lot of his, Dr. Seuss Goes to War comics, or artwork, and he also had some adult stuff, mature content. I have a lot of those books upstairs in my library. This right here looks like it's comic strips. And all written and drawn by Theodore Seuss Geisel. David Gerald, Ty Templeton, and Glenn Hallman are all tied to this. And then art by Dr. Seuss and Ty Templeton. So this is it piqued my interest. So it is Comics Mix, the same people that are doing the Jack Sable book, the Mike Grell book. So very excited to get that one in my hands. I'm curious about this one. Superior Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 698 to 700 and Superior Spider-Man 1 through 31 in annuals 1 and 2. The Amazing Spider-Man is the lead up to this series because something big happens at the end of issue 700 that leads directly into Superior Spider-Man. It is a great jumping on point. I've talked about it, where to start reading Spider-Man. This was definitely on that list for people curious about this book. It is, to me and a lot of others, the best of the best that Dan Slott wrote in his Spider-Man run. $125, 960 pages. The HeMan Effect. How American Toy Makers Sold You Your Childhood. Written and drawn by Bob Brown. It's a history and culture brought to life through this particular comic. This just pretty much unravels how the marketing that targeted kids in the 1980s pretty much shaped us as adults now. We grew up in the 80s. You knew that you were watching a cartoon, but now as an adult, you go back and think about it, you were just watching a 30-minute commercial, and it worked wonders, and I can't imagine a better time growing up. I know everybody says that about their childhood, but was there really a better time growing up than the 80s? I mean, it was amazing. Yes, we were all glued to the TV. We all had wonderful toys. And I just cannot wait to read this. Now, of course, this doesn't just talk about the He-Man toys. This also talks about My Little Pony and Transformers. Mickey Mouse is in here. I'm just looking at some of the description of the book. This is published by First Second Books, and they put out some wonderful stuff. Black Cat by Jed MacKay Omnibus. So, if you've not read this, if you missed out on those trade paperbacks, this is such an awesome read. I loved each issue. It was so much fun. Pepe Larraz does some of the stuff, artwork in here. Travel Foreman does some of the artwork. And written by Jed MacKay, who has become one of my favorite writers, still working at Marvel Comics. He has now taken over the Avengers. He wrote Moon Knight, and this series was so fun. Collecting the Black Cat series 1 through 12 from 2019, the follow-up series from 2020 1 through 10, annual number 1, Black Cat annual number 1 from 2019 and 2021, the Black Cat Infinity Score number 1, Iron Cat the miniseries 1 through 5, and then material from Free Comic Book Day 2020, Spider-Man Venom number 1. So in case you missed out on this, it's a freaking awesome read. 784 pages, $100. Next up is Lupine the Third, Thick as Thieves Classic Collection. I'm looking at my Tokyo Pop collection over there, and I see that I didn't get them all, and they didn't really put all of Monkey Punch Lupin books out here. But this is also not in chronological order. So this is the second best of, but this one is called Thick as Thieves, Volume 1, but it is the second best of Monkey Punch Lupin the Third. I love this stuff when I was reading it when Tokyo Pop was putting it out. So I hope one day we get a chronological collection of it, but until then, this will suffice. And Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, the deluxe edition. I'm going into this one complete blindly. Like I've not read any of this, but I know I love Recruitmenter. I'm a big fan of Andre Lima Araujo, and that is the artist that is working on this book. And this is one of the deluxe editions that fits perfectly with the other deluxe editions that Recruitmenter likes to put these books in. $39.99 and collecting all 11 issues, printed by Image Comics. The last book I'm going to suggest, but in case you haven't read it, this book I just read a couple months ago, printed by Dark Horse Comics, and it is Matt Kent's Spy Superb. This is definitely one that, and it's not just Matt Kent working on the book, it's also Charlene Kent. It's definitely one that will make my top 10 best reads, and maybe best releases, because the one that Dark Horse printed earlier this year was the limited edition one that was like the Kickstarter. It came with an Obi dust jacket, but also had the gold gilded pages. This one will too, and it also has the ribbon, so that's really cool. And collecting Spy Superb 1 through 3, and it's got a brand new cover. If you've not read it, and you're a fan of Matt Kint's writing, this is nothing but about spies during World War II. Not just American spies, but spies throughout the world. There's love stories in here. A lot of them end tragically because, I mean, these were spies, right? Putting their lives on the line. 176 pages, $39.99. Definitely recommend that book. Now, if you're interested in any of these books when they come out, check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was my top 10 list of recommended buys, must-reads, or essential reads for the month of July of 2023. Let me know what yours would be, and leave those comments down below. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.